just finishing off this repair today. I'm going to do the anti-roll bar linkage near side offside just to get it through its MOT. So that's not obviously part of the damage that happens by being written off, but it's something I needed to do anyway. So you can get the wheel off. Worth bearing in mind, obviously you've got the lock nut there, but then you get these little caps that go on, which are a little bit tight. I haven't got a special tool, so you're best to grip it quite tight so it doesn't pull off. Give it a little shake. Grip quite tight. Problem is, without the right tool, you are going to damage them, but I just need to get this done. I imagine these are pretty cheap, but there must be a proper tool for it. But they're all off. And what's odd is that when it's not under the weight, you can't feel any movage or clinking at all, but it has failed on this, so I'm going to replace it because it's just 2 bolts. But the last time I did this, it was very hard, but you could see a little bit of movement, but obviously it hasn't got the weight of the engine below it, so it's very hard to tell. So I'm going to replace it anyway. That's what it's failed on, so I'm assuming under weight you can hear that. What I got to replace it, 13 or 14 pounds each these are, they're pretty cheap. Slightly different design. I know this is an issue because when I drive it I can hear it. So I'm going to replace them anyway. Going to go in there. The mistake I made last time was cleaning the threads, because as soon as you start to take that nut off, it's going to compact that rust and be impossible to get out, other than kind of going in, going out, in, out. So thoroughly going to clean the threads up, and they should just pop off then.
Sunshine for most, windy and increasingly cloudy with showers and some spells of rain in the southwest, a high of 19 degrees. This is LBC.
It's a great set for anything like this, where you've just got everything. I'm going to use a 18 long socket, deep socket. Could equally, if it's going to get stuck a little bit, you'd use the spanners, and then obviously you can have a little Torx bit to kind of hold it straight. But the only thing that would improve this really, you kind of need some grips, a hammer, and probably flexible head. But it's got everything you need in it. That's all good. That's an 18. So as you can see, there's like a little little bit in there. So if it ends up spinning, you've got to put a bit in there and then use a spanner. But sometimes you can get away with it. Not too bad. So it's always not too bad, but if you hadn't cleaned the threads now, you'd start to see it impact on the threads, get tighter and tighter and tighter. If you feel that, stop, wind it back in, and then clear the threads. Obviously I've cleared them already, so should be okay. Once you've kind of broken the lock, the whole thing spins. So what you do need to do is get a bit in there, hold it, and then tighten it. So you do need these after all. Do this with one hand, but you've got a 6 Allen key bit in there. That's going to hold this thread tight as you can turn it. So I might. Let's just see if I can show you. One-handed, if I hold that there. Oh, I can't do it one-handed, but that'll hold it tight, and then you can take the thread off. I've wedged it against that, so that's going to stay tight now. So that just turns. Again, I've got a little bit of room to move there. If you had a flexible head, that would come off. But
and I think that the longer they leave that, making that move, the worse it's going to get for them. And this is
with all that prep, that's really tough. I only just about managed to do that. So I'd definitely say take all the time in the world to prep that. Get that as clean as possible, because it's going to be rusted as well and gummed up with various dirt. So that was quite tough to get that off. A few injuries there. But yeah, that's still a tough job. So really prepare that. Got it off. That one's going to be a bit tighter. Fiddly this one because you haven't got any room, so hopefully that's going to come off fairly simply. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do if it spins, because I don't know how I'm going to hold it unless I can kind of cut this off and hold it in there. There's no room at all, but I think last time it just kind of came off, so maybe it's just this one's more liable for corrosion. But we'll see. This one doesn't seem too bad. I'm basically kind of stopping as I go, giving it a spray, but it seems to be a little bit less corroded than the other one. No matter how much you clean those threads, it does start to spin. So if you can get some mole grips or something just to hold this here, as long as it's not under too much tension and it can hold it, just a little bit there. That's obviously circular, so it's not, you can't put a spanner on it, but when you get some grips and hold that, and then that can allow you to take it off, but it's going to have to be not under as much tension as the last one. I mean, if the grips hold it, the grips hold it. Balance my phone, so you grip the grips there, and then if there's not too much tension, you can just slowly, I've gone in and out on this one just to limit the tension. So that's holding it in place because you can't get to it from the end. And that should pop off in a minute. Yeah, that's not too bad. So I've gone in, I've highly lubricated it with WD-40. I've gone in, I've gone out, I've cleaned it at each frame. You're going to get it spinning, but a simple pair of grips will hold it, and that seems to be okay. You're going to get bangs and scrapes because of the position you're in. You always do. There you go. I wouldn't be mechanics without bangs and scrapes. I think probably worth paying attention is that it's going to be under pressure, under tension, so that's going to be properly wedged in there now because it's pushed down. So I'm going to get the jack to jack it up a little bit and hopefully take that pressure off. Just take hopefully that pressure off. You kind of raise it up and eventually it evens it out so it can come out. There you go.
Carried out by citizens of this
Right, so
the government have acknowledged, and particularly after the South that's already the overall picture of the threat is changing dramatically, and what they've said is this growing.
right, these ones are a little bit different because you've got a little kind of space to put a spanner on the back rather than any kind of Allen key in the front, but works just as well. That's all nice and tight now. Well, that's all done. I didn't need a second spanner because it's kind of under a bit of tension already. So that is as tight as it needs to be. That's all done. So, time to do the other side. There you go. Quite an easy job. Just getting it off in the first place. Second wheel's off now. I think this one's been on for longer because I changed the last one a little while ago. So, extra careful cleaning these threads off. Again, I spent extra time doing this one. I'm going to go in, out, in, out, in, out because it's a real struggle, the last one. I think it's because it's exposed more. That one's less exposed down there. So that's as clean as it could be. Let's see if it makes a difference. So it's 19 on that. It's quite tight on to break it. I'm going to put that long socket on again. But inevitably it will start turning. If I'm lucky it won't. Let's see if all that cleaning makes a difference. Oh. Massive difference spending the extra time just cleaning everything off. It's not spinning now, so really spend some time WD-40 cleaning it right till it's silver, not one bit of junk, otherwise when it's impacted you're just stuck. That's a nice job. Yeah, that's the key. It was really tight. I had to get right underneath the car, both hands on it, all my weight pulling down. Just about getting the right angle, but that was really, really tight, that was. But it's loose now. Not off yet, but loose. There we go, that's off. Almost. There. Off. Cup. Obviously it's too high now, so I need to jack that up to get it in there. Let's see. Fit. There you go.
People at a school about a whole range of things. I asked them for their number one concern, and this was a group of 8, 9, 10-year-olds. These kids said actually
17 to hold it, 19 to tighten it. There you go, all done. So that should be MOT pass now. No rattles. It's all replaced now, so as I said, you can't really tell when the car is not underweight, but when you get your finger on it you see how loose that is. The ones that came were really stiff, so that's loose as anything. And yeah, that's quite stiff, that one actually. That, oh, that's very stiff. Oh, so that's probably how it should be. That's how they come. Quite stiff, so that takes a bit of force there. And here
intense songs. You hear more about that.
Nothing at all.
It's 3:31.
So that's probably the one that went. And then on this one,
The government has now released a list of
a
US
little bit,
products
still no, a
which
bit
could be
loose.
hit with
A little bit
retaliatory
stiffer, but still
tariffs
pretty
in
loose.
response to Donald Trump's
And then
slogans.
same.
They include firearms,
Yeah, so
pineapples, and some musical instruments.
that's all the clonking and clanking.
Legislation
All done. So MOT next.
so big event
All done.
venues has officially become law.
It seems to be standard when I do mechanics. Just covered. Got the job done though. Here we go, so I'm just taking it out for a drive. You can hear there's no clunking whatsoever. It's definitely fixed it. You can really hear it was really noisy before. Every bump like that, you'd hear a clunk and a clank. That is all good. That's made a huge difference. So not anything at all. And the worse it gets, it ends up just sounding like piss and metal just kind of banging into each other. So that's 100% improvement. Yeah, not whisper. There you go, pass. Finally back on the road. Good stuff. There you go, back on the road, back all legal again. You would never even know being in a crash. Oh.